Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. If not, welcome back and thank you for supporting me. I'm Coretta. In this video, I will show you how I added sequined fabric to a t-shirt using Stripflock and my Cricut. Come on y'all, let's see how I did it. For this project, I will be using Caesar Stripflock Pro. I'll be using sequins fabric, a fabric grip mat, heat and bond ultra hold, a t-shirt, and a rotary blade. If you're using a Cricut Explorer, you would use the deep point blade. I will leave a list of these items in the description of the video. So here in Cricut Design Space, the first thing I'm going to do is type my letter. To type the letter, I am going to select text on the left toolbar. When the text box opens, I am going to type the letter C. And then I'm going to click anywhere on the canvas when I'm finished typing. After I type the letter, I am going to select my font. To select my font, I am going to select the letter C. I'm going to select the letter C, and then on the top toolbar, I'm going to select font. And right now, the default is Cricut Sans. So I'm going to select Cricut Sans. And on the left pop-up window, I am going to select the System tab because I only want to see the fonts that are on my computer. And in the search bar, I am going to type Varsity Team. And then I am going to select my font once it shows up. So this is my font. I'm going to select my font. And then I am going to click anywhere on the canvas to close the window. Now I'm going to size the letter. And to size the letter, I am going to select the C. And on the top toolbar, under size, I am going to leave the lock proportion locked. And I'm going to change the width to 7 and hit enter. And this is going to change my height proportionately. Leaving the lock proportion locked, that changes my height proportionately. And so that you can see what I'm doing, I am going to change the color of the letter to pink. And this is going to represent the sequin fabric. To change the color, I am going to make sure that the letter is selected. And then on the top toolbar, next to basic cut, I'm going to select the color swatch for my material color, and I'm going to select pink. I'm going to click anywhere on the canvas to close the window. Next, I need to create an outline for my applique. And to do this, I'm going to start by making an offset. So selecting the letter C, I am going to add an external offset. To add the offset, I am going to go to the top toolbar and I am going to select where it says more. So if you don't see your effects on the top of your toolbar, go over here to where it says more and select the drop down menu. And then you want to select effects. And then you're going to select offset. Once I have the offset open, I am going to change my distance to 0.13 and hit enter. You can also use the slider bar to change your distance. I am going to select the sharp corner because I want it to kind of resemble my letter. And then I'm going to select apply. After creating the external offset, I am going to slice the pink layer from the black layer. And to slice, I am going to select the pink and the black layer. And on the bottom of the layers panel, I am going to select slice. After I slice, I am going to select the pink layer. And then on the right side, on the layers panel, I can see that the pink layer is highlighted. And so on the highlighted layer, I am going to select the eye icon to hide that letter. Then I am going to select the inner portion of the black layer, and I'm going to hit delete on my keyboard. I'm going to go back to the layers panel, and I am going to unhide the pink icon, the pink layer, by selecting the eye icon. Now, so that I can cover a little bit of the fabric, I am going to add an internal offset. Before I add the internal offset, I am going to duplicate this pink layer so that I can use it later. To duplicate, I am going to select the pink layer, and on the top of the layers panel, I am going to select duplicate. With the duplicate still selected, I am going to go to the layers panel, and I am going to select the eye icon to hide this duplicate. So now that I've made a duplicate of the pink layer, I'm going to add the internal offset. To add the internal offset, I am going to select the pink layer, and on the top of the toolbar, the top toolbar here, I'm going to select Effect. Then I'm going to select Offsets. To create an internal offset, the distance needs to be a negative number. And so I'm going to change my distance to negative 0.13 and hit enter. And again, you can use the slider bar to change your distance. And for a negative number, you would just slide the bar to the left. I'm going to make sure that it has the sharp corners, and then I'm going to select Apply. For the purpose of this video, I am going to change the internal offset to yellow. So with the internal offset still selected, I'm going to go up and I'm going to select the color swatch and change it to yellow. And I'm going to click anywhere on the canvas to close the window. After creating the internal offset, I am going to slice the yellow layer from the pink layer. So I'm going to select the black layer, and I'm going to go to the right side layers panel, and I am going to select the icon to hide the black layer. Then I'm going to select the pink and yellow layer, and I'm going to go to the bottom of the layers panel, and I'm going to select Slice. After the slice, I'm going to select the yellow layer and hit delete. And I'm going to select the inner portion of the pink layer, and I'm going to hit delete. I am going to go to the layers panel, and I am going to unhide the black layer by selecting the eye icon. And then I'm going to select the pink and the black layer. And on the bottom of the layers panel, I'm going to select the drop down menu on Combine, and I'm going to select Weld. Now that the applique outline is complete, I'm going to go to the layers panel, and I am going to select the eye icon to unhide the pink layer, which was the duplicate, and I'm just going to position it to make sure that it fits within the outline. And to ensure that it fits, I am going to select the black layer, and I'm going to go on to the top toolbar where it says basic cut. I'm going to select the drop down menu, and I am going to select guide. And let me bring this to the front, and I'm going to zoom in, and you can see here that there's a red line that indicates that this layer slightly overlaps the pink layer. I am going to change it back to a basic cut, and then I am ready to cut my project. And so now I'm going to select make on the top right. Here on this screen, I have two mats. I have a black mat that is going to be for my Stripflock, and because this will be cut with HTV, this mat needs to be mirrored. To turn on the mirror, I am going to toggle the mirror option on, and it'll turn green once it is turned on. Then I have the pink mat, which is for the sequins. This is a fabric mat, and so it does not need to be mirrored. And now with everything set up, I am going to select continue on the bottom right. This screen is the material screen. I am going to choose the material setting for the material that I will be cutting. For the Stripflock, I am going to use the glitter iron-on setting, and I'm going to place the Stripflock with the shiny side down on the cutting mat. I am using the Cricut Maker 4, and so for the sequins fabric, I am going to use the sequin setting with a rotary blade. So to find the sequin setting, I am going to select Browse All Material. I am going to scroll down to the fabric settings. And in the fabric setting, I am going to select sequin. So I'm going to select sequin, and I'm going to select done. If you are using the Cricut Explorer, typically you could use the heavy cardstock setting with the deep point blade. So to prep the sequins, I am going to be applying heat and bond to the backing. And so what I've done is I've already cut my sequins out, and I've cut my heat and bond out. I've cut them both to be slightly larger than what I probably need, but I just want to make sure that I have enough. I am going to place the heat and bond on the back of the sequins with the rough side down onto the fabric. So I'm just going to lay this down on the fabric, and then I am going to press it at 305 for 4 seconds. Once this cools down, I am going to apply it to the mat with the paper side on the fabric mat. And then I'm going to get all of it cut out, and then I'll be back to show you how I pressed it on the shirt. So now I am at the heat press, and I am going to press the sequins on to the t-shirt as well as the Stripflock. So here at the heat press, I have my press set at 320 degrees, and I am going to press this layer, which is the sequins layer, for 5 seconds. I've already lint rolled the shirt, and I've pre-pressed it to remove any moisture. And I have the sequins letter on the shirt about 3 inches down from the bottom of the collar. So I'm just going to press this for 5 seconds. Now I'm going to layer the Stripflock onto the sequins, and I am just going to make sure that I get everything lined up and that there are no gaps in between the Stripflock and the sequins fabric. So once I have everything lined up, I am going to press it at 320 degrees for 20 seconds. So now I'm going to peel the carrier sheet away from the Stripflock, and Stripflock is a warm peel. So let's peel the carrier sheet away. Okay, it's cute. Oh, wow. This is cute. Oh, wow. I like it. I think it is so cute. What do you guys think? I think it is so cute. It is cute. Let me know in the comments what you think. All right, guys. That's all for now. I hope that you're able to follow along with my process. If you like this video and would like to see more, please give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and consider subscribing to my channel. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so that you can be notified every time I upload a video. And if you have any questions, leave them in the comments below and I will respond back. Thank you for watching and see you in my next video.